Sam Brinks from J&L Restoration is joining us in studio again today. Welcome back, Sam.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, this time of year, let's talk about frozen pipes that burst. How does that all happen?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty interesting thing because water has to expand in order to freeze. So when it's inside a pipe, it's under pressure, and so it is trying to expand, and so it doesn't actually freeze at 32 degrees like most things do. It freezes at a lower temperature when it actually expands enough to break the pipe to freeze, and then when it does that, it actually flash freezes, which clogs the pipe so you don't see the freeze break until after it thaws and starts leaking.
Oh.
So, mind's blown.
The light went off.
It's science.
Yeah.
We can prevent it.
Yes.
What's the best way to prevent it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can do to prevent it. So the first thing is make sure you have a proper hose bib installed. I put a picture in for you guys to look at for that. So it's basically, it makes it so the valve shuts off like a foot inside the house, so it's not right at the edge of the house where it's coldest.
Okay.
Also make sure you disconnect your garden hose from that in the winter, because if you have that on there and it's coiled up higher, it doesn't allow the water to leak out, and so then the whole purpose of that is to keep that last foot outside of the house free of water so that nothing can freeze and break in there, so everything in the house
I
is
didn't
warm.
know that you could buy one of those contraptions, whatever you call that.
Yeah, it's pretty standard in houses today.
Okay.
If you have an older house, then maybe
What's
you would
an
have
older
some,
house? Like, what do you think?
probably like from the 60s and older.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
maybe verify if you have
Okay.
the right equipment in that house, but
Well, my house is newer, and I was looking for the shutoff valve, and I'm like, there is not one in this house for the outside faucet. So should I get one installed?
that wouldn't be a bad idea. That's also a really good idea to have a plumber install a shutoff valve for you to your outside faucet. That way, if you do have a freeze break, you can really quickly shut that valve off and stop the water from leaking. So instead of
Because
panicking-
otherwise, I'm calling you because I got water all over my basement, and you're gonna have to come restore the whole
yeah,
mess.
We don't want
you're probably
that.
calling me anyway, but
I mean, I like you, Sam, but
I think you guys are really busy with that right now.
yeah, things are starting to freeze a bit. We had a pretty cold spell in mid-January, and things are just getting to the point where things are starting to thaw out. So I'm sure we'll
So
start
if you
seeing a lot
haven't
more of it.
undone your hose from outside,
Yeah,
go
make sure
do
you
that
go do that.
ASAP.
Yeah, and
yeah.
sometimes these don't show up until spring when you go to wash your car for the first time because of that hose bib. When you finally turn it back on, the water gets into the part that broke, and
It's all scary and icky.
yeah.
JLRestoration.com.